Hey guys, Big Dog Beef back at the bench here with you again. Got the Taurus back out just for a quick update today. Before I do that, big shout out to Deficit Crew. He named me, I guess it's kind of an alternate in a 2 under 2 contest that he's involved with Superfly Fat Guy, and it was really nice of him to say the nice things about me. So I really appreciate that, man. That's kind of cool. So give a little shout out back. So anyway, we are doing a quick update on the Taurus 1911 PT1911 today. First off, the first major update is I swapped out the front sight. I put in a high-vis fiber-optic sight, mostly because the 3-dot system is fine, but I wanted something that's going to pop a little bit more in light, especially if, again, I want to try and get into some competitions. Most of those are outdoors, even indoors. It's going to pick up the light a little bit better. The neat thing about the high-vis is that the package itself, it came with the Dovetail front sight, and it also came actually with 6 light pipes. It came with 2 greens, 2 reds, and what appears to be 2 pink, but I think they're actually orange. But the good part is I have options now, and they're simple to remove. It comes with a little key that goes in the side here, depresses a spring, and then all you gotta do is pop it out and then stick another one in. So I will say that if you are doing something along these lines, is you will need to have it installed by a professional gunsmith. In fact, that's what the back of the package says. For installation instructions, it says must be installed by professional gunsmith, which is kind of funny because when I told my gunsmith that, he laughed and he says, well, you're in trouble then. So he was just a little self-deprecating humor on his part. But I'm glad I did, actually. Even though this sight says it's designed for the Taurus PT1911. By the way, I got my bullet puller in finally. But anyway, it says it's designed for the PT1911, but it doesn't just slip right in there. So my local gunsmith is a guy that I've used once before, and I used him on this one. Great guy. His name is Sean, so I'm going to give him a little shout out. Sean from CDI Custom Knife and Gun in the bucolic burg of Chalfont, Pennsylvania. Does great work. Just a quick backstory, that he actually saved my ass a couple months ago. My Remington 870 shotgun that you've seen in the previous video, I actually changed the fore end out. Well, I was following online videos that said, you can use a pair of needle nose pliers to get the fore end nut off. Well, not exactly. I tried it and I ended up stripping the threads and screwing it up. So I took it to Sean and I said, can you fix this? And took him about an hour, hour and a half, and he was actually able to get it rethreaded and get everything back working again. So if you have a Remington 870, don't use needle nose pliers to take your fore end nut off. There are tools for it. Use those. That's the best advice I can give you. So, yeah, the 870 threads are really thin. They're really frail, and I think it was just a little bit of the needle nose pliers, and it all went to hell. So he was actually Sean got it all straightened out, and that's why I'll be taking all of my stuff to him from a gunsmithing standpoint from here on out. So if you live in the Central Bucks County or Montgomery County area in Pennsylvania, look up CDI Custom Knife and Gun. Sean's a great guy, does great work. So now, one of the things I've also seen online when fitting the Dovetail is that, bring it over here, that I've seen gunsmiths actually taking a file to the tail itself in here, in the metal, on the slide, and then they file that down to get it to fit. Well, if you ask me, that's not really a good way to go about it, because then you've gone and destroyed your slide. You've messed up that whole you've messed up the metal around the dovetail. So something else may not just drop in if you want to change it out. So what Sean did was he actually put the sight on a lathe upside down and took material off the bottom of it, like layers and layers. I mean, we're talking paper thin layers, less than paper thin layers, until he got it to fit. He got it to fit in there. It's centered up pretty good, and now all I gotta do is I gotta get out to the range and test it. We did a quick test in his shop. You know, I was firing a little bit to the left, he was firing a little bit to the right. You know, I'm cross-eye dominant, so that could be, you know, part of the problem. But at the same time, one of the updates here is after my last video with the IDPA practice, the rear sight actually came loose. So it was moving around. So I kind of guessed as to where it needed to go back in. I probably didn't center it up right away, or correctly rather. So if you own a PT1911 from Taurus, good part is that a really small hex wrench in this little hole here will actually tighten it up. So this is actually adjustable for windage just a little bit, which is kind of nice. So again, to change out the light pipe, like I said, you use the little tool. There's a key that comes with a little plastic key, goes right in here, depresses a spring, and then all you gotta do is pop the light out from the front, or the pipe out from the front rather, excuse me. Stick another one in, you're done. One other update I did on here is I changed out the grips again. Now, it may be hard to see, again, and they don't look a whole lot different than the other ones, but these here are blue and charcoal, as opposed to the purple and charcoal that I had on there. These grips were actually not available when I first made my order, and so but now I actually have options, which is kind of nice. You know, I mean, personally, I'm more of a blue kind of guy than I am, you know, a purple. Yay, sparkly! Sorry, my wife says I do that a little too well. You know, but the good part is that I can swap it out based on my mood, or, you know, if there's something I'm going for. But once again, rascogrips.com, these things are just awesome. They feel great, they fit great, and I can't recommend them enough. I mean, for 50 bucks, you know, I mean, these are made to order too. They don't have them just sitting around. They make these and then ship them, so it takes a little bit longer on the shipping in a little, you know, in some respects, but they're well worth the wait. Actually, as a little side note, I have ordered another set, but the other set isn't going to be for me. I got them ordered for another YouTube director, kind of a little gift for him. You may know him. I'm not going to say his name right now because I'm pretty sure that when they come in, he'll be opening them up on his channel, and you can see them then, and hopefully they're what I think they are. So that's really all I have for today. I hope you guys are going to stay tuned. Currently I'm working on 2 gun collection videos. One will be of my collection, which obviously you've seen the Taurus 1911, you've seen the M9, you've seen the Kel-Tec PF9, but I'm going to go into a little bit more depth with some of them, plus, you know, the Remington 870, the 1522. Actually, come to think of it, you've pretty much seen all of my guns at some point in my videos. I'll just lay them all out, and everyone can get a better idea of what I have currently. But the second is going to be of Big Dog Dad's, my father's gun collection. He's not really a gun nut or a gun collector. It's just stuff that he's kind of picked up over the years from other family members and stuff like that. So he doesn't really take any of them shooting, but he's got some impressive pieces in his arsenal that, well, basically I've called dibs on. So I'm going to have to fight my older brothers for him at some point probably, but, you know, I don't see that being a huge issue. You know, so once again, thanks to Deficit Crew for you know, giving me the shout out. As always, folks, please like, comment, and subscribe. You know, please tell your friends to subscribe too. It makes me feel good. And as I've stated over and over again, I will see you guys next time.